Stock up, Northwestern defensive end, Adetomiwa
Boy, you better speak. You better speak.
Adebawar.
You better speak.
I think that was pretty good.
That better than what I call him AA. Because I butchered it.
That works.
Yep.
Also, Iowa linebacker Jack Campbell.
Shout out to Jack.
Pitt. Out of Pitt. Kalijah Cansey, defensive tackle in the stock up. And a guy we just talked about, Nolan Smith, Georgia edge rusher.
Let's talk about him.
I think this is the last guy, Byron Jones. Or not Byron Jones. Byron Young, Tennessee edge.
Oh, all righty. So, those are the stock. Actually, we'll talk about the stock up first, and then we'll come back, spin the block, and then hit a little bit of these stock down, fellas. And unfortunately, Deke, we were not able to come back, bro. Duke was able to close it out during the game. Just ended. Hurt my feelings.
I figured. Someone said in the chat, did Pitt play their way out of the tourney? I don't think so.
They low-key ended up down by 30, bro.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Listen, I went into this game 100% chance for making the tournament.
I was like, yo, it got up to 30.
Now I might be at like 99%, 99.5%.
I'm with you, bro. When that thing
it could have been worse. Like, what we lost by like high 20s, right? Is that what the final score was?
Yeah,
high 20s or maybe 30?
I thought it got up to 30 at one point. I think y'all might have got it to like 25 at the. I hope it was 25 at the end. It looked better that way. But yeah.
Could have been worse. It could have been 40.
Perspective. Definitely perspective.
30-point losses happen.
Definitely perspective.
It's just a bad game. You chalk it up to a bad game.
Off day. You know, they play early. You know, usually I play at the afternoon time. It's too early in the day.
Like I said, we got natties on our mind. ACC tourney, like who cares?
There we go.
No one remembers that.
No one remembers the tourney. No one. I'm with you.
Actually, yeah. What is more important in basketball? The tourney championship or the regular season championship?
Tourney every single time. Don't nobody care about regular season championships, man. They care.
I'm talking about for the conferences.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, your like the AC.
I think you're right.
Like who won the conference?
People remember.
They remember
Pitt's
that all the time.
Big East tourney champions as opposed to anything Big East regular season.
Think about UConn, Kemba Walker when he went on his run.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, it was a couple of them dudes, man, that went on them runs, but it was more so tournament where it was like, oh,
I remember. Yeah, in Madison Square Garden. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But
which is weird though, because you would think you would put more value on what you've done for the whole season,
exactly,
versus just this tournament where anything goes, and it's not even the big tournament; it's the, baby to the big tournament. So yeah,
no, you're 100% right. Yeah, because Madison Square Garden, it like hit different if you won that.
Definitely did, and it did end up being 30, 96-69. At least you got your number in there though. You know you love your 69 now, Deke. Deke, you number 69.
Maybe that's a sign.
See?
Because we were talking about Fowler coming here. Let's hold off on Fowler.
Let's get freaky then. 6'9",
Let's hold off on Fowler. Dotson's our starter at left guard this season.
There it is.
Maybe that's what the sign is.
Unless Fowler want to switch to 69.
Nah, it's Dotson's number.
I mean, who don't love number 69? It's just 69, you know?
It's Dotson's number, though.
All right.
Yeah, we can't be disrespecting Dotson like that.
Okay.
I don't even remember who was 69 before Dotson.
I don't know.
I'm being honest. I don't remember a person that was that number.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to look back.
I don't know.
Yeah, to me, that's what I associate number 69. And in terms of sports.
Oh, I was that's what you always associated with Dotson?
Yeah, Dotson, yeah. Dotson.
All right, man.
In terms of sports and the Steelers.
I mean, just...
You say 69, I'm thinking Dotson.
That's the first thing you think of when you hear 69, just Dotson every time, huh? It's just, right there, just get you. All right, man, cool. Yo, but Dotson. Shout out to Dotson, though, man. He gives us a good reason to talk about 69. Who doesn't love 69? Shout out to you, Dotson. Shout out to you. All righty. But, yeah, man, let's tap in a little bit, man. Talk about some of these prospects. Excuse me on that one. But, yeah, man, when you talk about AA.
A few of them being associated with the Steelers.
This is true, and rightfully so. Obviously, man, the first cat out of Northwestern, Adetomiwa Adebawo, AA, as I'm going to call him going forward, though. Man, compact dude, man. Super duper strong, very, very explosive. And he moves really well for his size, man. The dude weight was like 280 something, man, at the combine. But when you watch him versus the run, man, heavy hands, man. You're not getting past that dude in that element of it. More of a 4-3-D end to me. And I know on tape he's bumped in to play some of that 3 technique. personally, I don't think he fits our scheme. Kind of like the Kalijah Cansey conversation. I think Kalijah, I could make a better case for him playing in our defense than for AA right here. But man, if you get him in a 4-3, I like him a lot, man, because of his versatility. Nolan Smith, obviously we were talking about him a little bit earlier. Man, what's not to like about him, man? Strong, super long arms, explosive as heck, but super duper physical in terms of just his edge rush ability. I do like his pass rush in terms of the bull rush. He always converts it to the same arm over. That's kind of like his go-to. And nothing wrong with that go-to as long as it works for him. And it does typically work for him. But I just want to see more moves from him because I question, like we talked about earlier, if that style of rushing is going to work versus bigger body professional tackles who are going to be fundamentally sound, who are going to have long arms, who are going to check all these boxes where the moves that he's doing on tackles at the collegiate level, yes, it can work versus those guys, but it's just a different class. It's a different level of consistency, obviously, at the professional level. But other than that, man, definitely was a fan of his game. When you talk Jack Campbell, what's not to like about Captain Jack? Not only do we know he's a thumper who is, see ball, hit ball, we called him the Robert Spillane, right? More athletic Robert Spillane. When you go and look at how he tested, though, that was also impressive for a couple of reasons. Number one, man, 6'4" and 5'8", man, that's good height, man. We talk about Tremaine Edmonds. That's same type of height we're looking at, man, in terms of being on the interior. But he proved to be a lot more explosive. You see it on tape when you watch him, man. He chases down a ton of players, and you watch him in between the tackles. He looks extremely quick, but when he hits you, he's knocking guys back. So when you talk about the 37.5-inch vert, it makes sense. You talk about the 10-7 broad jump, it makes sense. That's him coming out of them hips. That's him having to uncoil on people, and it shows. But yeah, when you talk about the 40 time, man, it was a lot faster than I expected.
4.65.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I thought he was going to mess around being them 4.7s and, just not be glamorous. It's hard to sell 4.7. You could sell 4.65 on a laser because that's the other element of it. If he went back and ran this at his pro day, he was going to run faster just based on the mechanics of how they stop the clock when you're running a 40.
Well, not only that, you add that 40 to his size.
Mm-hmm. Like, bro, that... I already was a fan of Captain Jack. I already liked his tape. I already wanted us to potentially draft him. This just makes it even more exciting for me because now it just confirms some of the stuff that I was seeing on tape with him, and even makes me feel a little bit better knowing that he actually can go 4.65 like we talk about, man. That's fast enough when you talk about him being smart with that type of size and the anticipation skills that he plays with. Yeah, definitely a fan of Jack, man.
Ranked first in overall athleticism score whenever you combine all those factors
it's like
together.
The pound for pound
out of
the
linebackers.
Yeah.
Now Drew Sanders didn't test, but still, that's not something you would have expected out of Jack Campbell going into the combine.
Not at all, because he wasn't viewed as the athlete. That's what we talked about him more so as the Robert Spillane type. But to see him, be able to do that with his film being as hot as it is, that's the part that was intriguing about him, man. So. Like I said, definitely like that part. Next up, when you talk Kalijah Cansey, we're very familiar with him, man. Hail to Pitt. This is a dude, slightly undersized, more of a 4-3 technique, man. But this dude, when you talk about him getting off the ball, he goes and gets it. Plays with great passion. I love his pass rush ability. I love how disruptive he is. Question is, can he be like an Aaron Donald type in terms of adding that type of strength to his game? We know he has some of the explosiveness, but can you add some of that other stuff that we see with AD? But in terms of him, man, you put him in a 4-3 defense, 3 technique, he's going to give you everything you want. We talked about him potentially playing in our defense. Don't love him as a 5 technique in a 3-4, but when you talk any of our sub package ball, you love him there. And I don't personally want to bump him into the nose tackle. I think that would do him a disservice. But Kalijah, man, he's a really good player. I like him a lot, man.
Yeah, definitely helped himself.
Absolutely, man. We already chopped it up about Nolan Smith. This the one for me, though, man. Byron Young.
Yeah, Nolan Smith was getting all the praise and stuff. Rightfully so. Young. He ran the fastest 40 of this group, but Byron Young was second. Listen, there's something to be in second.
Byron Young is the guy that I like. And the thing is this, man. When you talk Byron Young, I love pass rushers. Byron Young is a natural pass rusher, extremely gifted. You watch him rush. He knows what he's doing. He rushes. He knows how to have combos. He knows how to string rushes together. He understands his counter moves. You can just see third round or third pass rush specialist instantly as a rookie. Like, that's kind of how I look at him, just based on what he's capable of doing versus the pass. I think he has upside versus the run as well, because he does play with good fundamentals. Plays extremely hard, but it's one of those things where I think Nolan Smith is better against the run because of his physicality and because of his strength and some of that stuff. But I love Byron Young as a pass rusher. And when we thinking about third rushers and stuff like that, I don't know where they have him going, because obviously when running a 4-4-3, that changes a lot, man.
It's looking like initially third round. Now we sneak up to the second. Third round would be perfect for us if we didn't pick up a Bud Dupree.
Yeah. Like, he's one of those guys that I think comes in and can really give us some instant productivity as a legit third rusher. Nothing else you're coming in for. That's what you do. I think that he has that, but I also think he can develop in terms of being a legit 3-down player playing against the run as well, man. He's explosive as heck, man. 38-inch vert, 11 broad. He comes out of his hips, man. But when you watch him, like, it's just that natural ability to rush the passer. Nolan Smith, I feel like he's still learning more moves. But I don't know if he's ever going to be able to be the type of rusher that Byron is, based on how Byron moves his hips, how he moves his hands, how he naturally flips when he's supposed to, just like as an edge rusher watching him. It's just like, man, this dude has it, man.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering whenever I threw on some of his game.
Yeah, man.
I was like, man, this dude does look like a natural. That's the way to describe it. Athletic, but is smooth with it. Then you combine these combine results. Why do they have him in the third?
Yeah.
Does he jump up as high as the first potentially? And maybe now he's in the second range, but
the big thing is going to be for him playing the run consistently. Some of it, I question, is it just him hunting the quarterback? Others just like, can you just be better on a down and down out basis? Not saying that he's bad against it, because he's not bad against the run. He's still a good player, but it's just, I think that part of it is what makes you question it sometimes.
Maybe the productivity. 7. It wasn't anything crazy. 7 sacks last year, 5.5 in 2021.
And I will also say this: the numbers can be misleading.
Particularly in college.
You watch some of these games, man, it's like he doesn't get the sack, but he done hit the quarterback 3 times and forced, another person to get the sack. So he does still have productivity in terms of like him being hot. But I do agree, like in terms of like him actually getting home, that wasn't always there.